All right, so as y'all know, we do what we can to go over the market, see what we got going on, et cetera, et cetera. And for those of you who don't know, one of my favorite things in the market is one of the favorite things I use in the market is Elliott Wave. I'm Elliott Wave chart master. That's what I do. I think we're in 1, 2. This is 3. I think this is 4. Whether it's already finished 4, which I don't think it is. I think this is A, B, C, or 4, based on time projections of 2. 4 should land somewhere around in between, not the actual date, but let's give it an in between. It should land between Tuesday, May 26th, and Friday, May 29th. So that's what I'm thinking. The low, and that doesn't mean it has to get down here, but this is a range that the ABC can travel, right? So you go A, B, you can get as low as a 1618. So they can travel down here. I don't think they can get that low because it's a lot of buyers in there, but it's a lot of buyers in this area. Plus, you got the EMA. But this is around that area where you can come hit like that 1236, 1618, 1.0, something like that. So that is the range that we talked about. And so I have a price range and a time range. Okay. Um, I don't expect people to be able, like, if you are brand new or not even brand new, if you haven't been trading at least 5 years, I don't expect you to try to learn this stuff, right? That's why I'm here to help you with it. So just watch. Right? I think there's ABC at 4, and I think we head for 5 at 7,600. Why 7,600? I've explained a few times. 7,600 is kind of like that natural progression. Um, there's a few reasons why I say that. Inside of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is also a C wave, and that C is coming from this A, B, C, right? The reason why it's in the ABC is because we're in the ending diagonal. Ending diagonals move in the ABC format. Okay? So you place that here. You need, so this is A, you measure A, you place it over B. You need a 618 minimum. Well, 618 lands us at 7,600, right? So that's why I have 7,600 on the table. Um, but um, but anywho, um, we've been calling for this stuff, right? We've been talking about this. We knew a lot of this stuff was supposed to happen, just looking years back. So um, this is nothing new. I think even on YouTube, the last video that I had put up, I talked about how this move from 2022 was going to give us a pretty nice target. So that was your resistance. They got above resistance, and naturally, the next target is 8,200. But there's some stuff in the way, right? There's some stuff in the way. And so if you go back, let's get rid of that yellow line. So it's overlapping with our white line. If you go back, you see this resistance from 2022 has been resistance for a long time. So 22, 24's resistance, 24 resistance here, 25 resistance. They front ran it because this resistance as well, but 25 resistance. And then now you see where we are. So they've already hit this 26 resistance. So it's been resistance for a long time, man. And so they hit it, they failed, and they're trying to make their way back up. I don't think they're gonna get too far here. So I think they'll pull back, boom. And I think they'll try to get to 7,600. That puts me right at about mid to late June. That's why I think we're going 7,600 by mid to late June. Okay. So it aligns. It aligns. So we just chill out, man, when we wait. All right. We wait. Somebody had asked me earlier. I'm not sure if that person's here. Somebody asked me earlier about like, do I think we're getting ready to come into a bear market anytime soon? I don't think that person's here, but just in case you are, what's up, Sam? Just in case you are here, okay, here, okay, cool. So yeah, just in case you are here, um, just something real simple, real simple is when they show you who they are, you have to believe them. And what I mean by that is they've shown us that this is resistance. Now, I don't care, you got people out there who will complain about, that's a lagging indicator, and you got all this other stuff, right? But when somebody shows you who they are, you have to believe them. No matter what your belief is about the person, if you think somebody's a good person, but they keep showing you that they're a bad person, you gotta believe your eyes. Like you gotta believe your eyes. So you can say something all day, but it's your actions that show me what I need to see. What I mean by that is you can say lagging indicator all day, but every time you hit this fucking line, if you fall every time you hit the line, I have to believe you. I have to believe that every time you hit that line that you're going to make it fall again. Right? Every time. And so this line is no different. I have to fucking believe you. You're hitting this line once again. I got to believe you. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I got to believe you. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can, the words don't matter. The only thing that matters is the action. So that's just one thing. I'm just showing you one thing. I have multiple things, right? But yeah, I have to believe you. I have to believe you, right? There's another thing that we look at. So what do you have to believe? Well, here's the thing. Support and resistance. I'm just this is basics. I'm not like don't worry about the Elliott wave, none of that. Right now, the reason why I'm bearish is because Elliott wave is telling Elliott wave count is telling us that we are in a wave 3 at the end of it. This is C of 5 of 3. What comes next? Wave 4. It should go right. So that's the complex way of looking at it. I'm just going to give you something super simple: support and resistance. Now, this was resistance. And some people say, man, hit the line 6 times. Maybe it's weak and they'll break it. Oh, maybe. But once again, you got some idiots out there. You'll be a fucking idiot to say, oh, it's hit 6 times. I'm going to hold my money and see if it blow through. You'll be a fucking idiot if you hold that to see if it's going to blow through. It showed you that it's resistance. And I don't give a fuck if it hits 11, 12, 13, 15 times. Until you show me you are no longer resistance, I have to treat you as such. That's like saying a woman is promiscuous and she's been ran through 6 times. You think she's probably ready to settle down by now? No, the next one she probably gonna treat that as a one thing or a fun time, and she's gonna go right back to the streets. So no, she's not ready to be a wife just because she's been hit 6 times. Oh, that's stepping on somebody's toes right now. But I have to say that. Just because she's been hit a certain amount of time don't mean she's ready to be a wife yet. You got to treat her that was my reason behind the whole Megan Thee Stallion. I talked about that whole situation, right? The whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. I'm like, no, Clay didn't take her serious because first of all, I can't take you to my parents and say, oh yeah, she's a rapper. First thing they're gonna say, oh, let me listen to some of her music. You listen to some of the music, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. You gonna marry this girl? I'm sure the dad was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This not marriage type, my boy. Have your fun and you send her ass back to the streets. Because when they show you who they are, you got to believe. That's it. That's it. I don't care what she say. Okay, how many meals she make and what she cook over here. No, 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 no. She showed us who she is. You got to believe it. I'm not here to throw rocks at Megan, but it's a good that situation is a very good learning lesson for what we're talking about here. Okay. So yeah, she need a retest. Right. That's right. Yeah. Can you imagine a parent's faces after listening to the music? Good God. Good God. Interesting. Here's the reason why I am bearish. This was a significant support area. Support. They broke it down, gave you resistance, dropped it. Looks like a retest is on the way. Interesting. So you have resistance here, and if they just so happen to blow through this resistance for some reason, there's your retest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So um so this is a very interesting setup for sure. So they have shown us two times now that we got resistance. They showed us a break of support because this was support, broke it down, confirmed it, and now they're going for a retest. This is textbook break and retest. So now will they actually hit that line? Maybe, maybe not. Because I got 7,600. They can blow through 7,600 and go get 78 to go get this line. They can get up there. But that will just be a retest to the support, which is now a year and some months support. So that was a year and some months support that's now resistance. So yeah, when they show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. So yeah. Yeah, this is on the weekly too. That's right. It's a weekly chart. So yeah, that's just technical. There are fundamentals. There are, there's a few things, right? The Buffett indicator is at an all-time high. Warren Buffett has an all-time high stockpile of cash. I mean, we can just go on for days. There's a few things, right? Big money selling like crazy. I mean, it's a few things to look for. A few things to look for sure. Can you show us the wave you measured? Yeah, I measured the A wave. It should have been A. Place it over B. The reason why I said they can go higher to hit that yellow line is because you just need a minimum target 618. Yeah, the rule says C wave is a minimum target 618. Well, if they pass 618, they can also still go to 786. That's fair. So 786 will go get that resistance. All right. But also, guess what? This target that I just gave you, that will also hold a support resistance. All right. So yeah, A, B, C. It's crazy how I have PT. Oh, from last year, excuse me, around the area. Yeah, now. Yeah, I mean we've been talking about all of this stuff for a while now, y'all. This is None of this stuff is new. We've been calling. I've been calling for some of these numbers since we were at 4,000. What about companies getting IPO around in that time also? I don't really feel any kind of way about that. I don't think I don't think that really. As a matter of fact, the fact that a lot of these IPOs are Russian, they're trying to hurry up an IPO. That is a bearish sign as well. Very bearish. Let me hurry up and get my company on the market before people lose money and get scared to buy stocks. Interesting. So the fact that SpaceX is fucking scrambling to get on the IPO list, interesting. Make it cheaper for the big dogs. No. Um, yeah, you got, sometimes you have that 6 month lockup period to be fair. So they play a bigger game. They play a bigger game. So even if IPOs the market falls a little bit, maybe they expect another rally, going into the next year. Market rallies, tide rise, lifts all boats. Rising tide lifts all boats, meaning IPO does well for the next year. There's your 6 month lockup period. You can start dumping some shares. So yeah, there are plenty of motivations behind it. Plenty of, but yeah, um, there's a lot of urgency in the market right now, especially amongst people who know what I know and more, right? So I track cycles and stuff like that, and so I can tell you, time frames and what's supposed to be coming. My cycle data is 100% hit rate. It's never lied to me for the last 10 years. Um, so yeah, I see it going. Yeah, for sure. So um, they see it too. Cycles are there. Cycles are there. For example, I'm gonna just give you one. It can get a little overwhelming. Yeah, it only gets overwhelming. See, a lot of this stuff has to be shown slash taught to you. It's like tying your shoe. Learning how to tie your shoe is overwhelming as hell if nobody actually shows you the loop, swoop, and pull trick, right? Otherwise, you'd be tying knots all the fucking time. You're like, man, like it's overwhelming as hell. Well, yeah, this game has always been one of those like mouth to ear, pass it down to the next generation type of thing, right? Because it's sacred knowledge that they want to keep in house. They want to keep sacred. So yeah, it's shit's sacred, man. And and I'm no different, to be honest with you. I'm no different. I do my best to try to help you navigate, things, but I got shit, in my head that I don't want nobody to know. And if you're gonna get it from me, you going to pay a lot of money. Yeah? That's to be honest with y'all. Shit. You gotta pay a lot of money to get some of the stuff out of my head. Because I don't want nobody to have it. It's sacred. It's sacred. So that's how this game works, and it's how it's always worked. So that's right, Demetrius. Yeah. Yeah, somebody got to show you this stuff. So, um, yeah, man, you can expect some interesting things to go on. Right? Some interesting things to go on. So yeah, there are some cycles where it cycle tops. So there was a cycle that made 2008 fall. We're in that same cycle. That's all I'll say. Um, there are some cycles that made 2000 fall. We are also in that cycle. There's also some cycles that are aligning with 1987. We are also in that cycle. I ain't gonna go too crazy. Somebody hit me with a stop sign, but um, yeah, it's all there. We're not quite at the 1929 cycle. Not quite, but close. But close. The breadcrumb. Yeah. Nah, not too many. I don't know of any. A lot of this, I always tell you, a lot of this stuff was taught to me. I had to go seek it out. Cost me a shit ton of money too, but I had to go seek it out. And when I found out that the person who had it had the information, I said, "Hey, how much you want to teach me?" He wanted, over time, 6 figures. I gave him the money, and I said, "Hey, teach me." So, um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm sure some out there that you can find. I don't know too many places to go because I didn't take that path. I don't really know. Definitely have to give direction in the market for sure. For sure. Do what I can, fam. I do what I can. I do what I can. Um, so your top companies, right? Your top companies are Meta, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. They're your top companies, right? The big dogs. There are a few that are not at all-time highs right now, and then there are a few that are. So no all-time high. Um, some people would consider Oracle. They're not up there like that, but no all-time high currently. No all-time high. Google all-time high. S&P 500 all-time high. Nvidia all-time high. AMD. There's our line. I told y'all that was the next target. They hit it all-time high. Apple. I told y'all we had a target here. They were going to get my resistance. There it is, all-time high. And they're going to go get my 315. I think they can get up there. Amazon, all-time high. Hopefully somebody's picking up what I'm putting down. I know this is going over somebody's head. I know it. But uh, there are a lot of things that are all-time highs right now, and there are some that are not. It's up to you to figure it out. There's that stop sign. I know I'm teaching when I get a stop sign. I know I'm teaching. So things are looking interesting. You know, um, feel free to do what you know feel you should. Um, so some people are gonna miss it. I can already see it in the comments. People are missing it, but um, but hey, I've done my part. It's time for you to go study it up. But anywho, um, that's pretty much it, man. Any questions? Any questions? Let's see. Is there a way to see where the stock will fall to from its all-time high? Yeah, there are a few ways. You got gaps, you got just ways that I've taught for free. Yeah. The gaps are definitely one. Gaps are definitely one. So yeah, going over to the free, course that I put in YouTube. Yeah, the gaps definitely. So there's a gap here, there's a gap here, there's a gap here. Yeah, so maybe they need to get on back down to 5,800. Pick up those buyers. Those are buyers in there. So yeah. Oh yeah, they exist. Oh yeah. There's ways to tell where it's gonna fall to. Oh yeah. I'm loving this Zoom. I appreciate you, family. Definitely listen to Tay after missing six figures on the SQQ play. Miss Gary from Zoom. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It happens, Gary. It happens. But it won't be your last opportunity, man. I'm sure you'll have more to take. When using levels, I am seeing resistance hold there or hold 3 to 4 times, then it drops instead of breaking out. Is there something else you have seen that correspond with the levels? Yes. Um, I mean, it's just supporting resistance. I don't know really how to answer that question. I mean, yeah, it's just supporting resistance. So you draw a level, it's supporting resistance. If they get above it and they confirm it, then that resistance turns into support, and vice versa. If it's support and they break underneath it, you know. So yeah, it's like any old other any regular support and resistance. That's what the levels are. I said, you ever seen Family Guy? He's a king. Yes, that's hilarious. Yep. Yeah. It does feel like you're trying to learn how to drive all over. But when we sit down, because I know we getting ready to sit down. When we sit down, I have something that will make this stuff super clear for you. So there's a way to make things a little more clear, a lot easier. So I got you. I got you. Well, yeah. Things are looking interesting for sure. Let's see. Any other questions? Before I get up out of here. See, just moving support resistance, and regular support resistance, multiple confirmation. See, let's talk. Yeah, yeah. The support and resistance are your friends. I know you got some people out there who don't like it and they say it's lagging indicator, but I done ran up a bag using support and resistance. Ran up a bag. Yeah, it's more so of a predictive indicator, but some people don't know how to use it that way. So they try to say things like, oh, it's interesting. So